You may not believe in astrology, but it is a definitive fact that astrology has persisted the test of time. The concepts that are talked about in astrology have only evolved. They have not changed in such a dramatic way. They've been expanded upon, and they've been finessed, and they have persisted. It's not nothing. Growing up, I would not call myself a spiritual person because to me, spirituality was the common and known religions that I had grown up understanding. Christianity, Catholicism, Buddhism, Hinduism, Confucianism, anything that was ever taught at school, anything that was ever in a history book. When we learned about ancient Egyptians, that was my first ever exposure to astrology. Then, what's your sign? It's an Aries. All I know is that I'm a passionate, fiery person. It just seemed like those were just adjectives they threw at words. The age of TikTok is interesting. In the age of TikTok, we are exposed to more information than we've ever been privy to. The reason TikTok is trying to be banned is because they cannot control the flow of information. When something goes viral, they can't stop it. Won't stop, can't stop. It's a wave at a fucking Dodgers game that never ends. So probably a lot of shit that they didn't want to go viral went viral. The Maui fires, Pizzagate related stuff, etc., etc. Personally, I have never been exposed to so much spirituality that wasn't the mainstream religions. So my first exposure were tarot readings. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. That's when I learned the concept of synchronicity. And I'm like, that's crazy. Like, I keep seeing these patterns and these signs. So I'm like, okay, I chalked it up to synchronicity. But how much synchronicity does there have to be for you to realize or even entertain the thought that maybe this isn't so random? I don't know. It's a thought I have a lot. When I first started making videos when I was a kid, it was because something nobody else was doing and I was okay at it because people would tell me, oh yeah, I saw your videos and yeah, it's crazy. Like you're talking to the camera, like there's a person. I'm like, that's because I have imaginary friends, bro. And I don't have real friends. So it's easy to just pretend the camera's a friend. It was a joke I used to make, but I kind of wish I kept at it. But then I met someone. I think they said my videos were cringe and I got embarrassed. So I stopped making videos. Then went to college and I got overwhelmed with stuff. I had to be an adult for a bit, so I put my videos on hold. Then it'd been way too long. It'd been 10 years. And I was like, wow, people still follow this account. Then I had a very painful breakup so I thought, why don't I just put all my focus into that hobby that I gave up? I was aimlessly making videos. I would tell people one of these is going to go viral. I just know it. The Britney Spears one was interesting just because I started getting tarot readings when I got into TikTok. I've never been on TikTok before. And I found it to be fun because YouTube had become too professional. I used to like making YouTube videos because it was kind of there were real people doing it. It was a real communal kind of, you got real people's things. You were laughing wow, they're funny too. You could connect with people that were far away. It was some of the worst parts of the internet because people could be dicks. But it's some of the best parts of the internet because, wow, that's cool. We never done this before. When I got on TikTok, I really liked it because we're not overly produced videos. I didn't feel like I need to have a studio. I don't feel like I need to have the best microphone, the best camera, have the best editing. These are just people making videos and they're good, they're interesting, and they're entertaining. And we're sharing information in such a fast way. I loved it. It's getting a little bit more produced now. So, I'm not fucking helping with this fucking microphone, but that's why I really liked TikTok originally. Then, we got into the whole TikTok thing where you get a bunch of tarot readings. I used to get a bunch of tarot readings that would you're going to go viral. And I would laugh because how they're secretly listening to us. So I would be like, well, then make it happen in TikTok. I would shout at my phone. I'd be I don't know, on the toilet or something, or in bed and just be like, TikTok, you know what to do. You have the algorithm. Stop sending me these fucking videos unless you're going to make it fucking happen. So I don't know if it was me manifesting it because I was in such a bad, low place in my life that I needed something to work out. So I just had one thought, one all-consuming thought, just keep making shit. Or I don't know if it was just I was doing a lot at that time because I was in so much pain. So I made these TikTok videos that were not good. You could tell the early stuff was not good. And DJing so much at that point. And making mixes. And I was doing the classic girl thing where it's I need to change my life. Maybe I'll cut my hair or something and redecorate my whole fucking apartment. So I did that. I was super depressed before then. So I cleaned up my apartment and I felt proud of myself. I started the TikToks in November. It took a while. Nothing blew up. I'd get the 200 views and I'm there's potential here. Keep going. And the weirdest part was in January, In February, I went viral 4 times on 4 different platforms for different things. So I really took all that fucking shit seriously. So I'm not even sure if this is like a manifestation thing or because let me just tell you, I put more effort now than I've ever put. And like, you know, once in a blue moon, like, yeah, it happened. The Kate Middleton videos, which I mean, I was also trying to, I read about the whole state of manifestation. I'm like, let's practice this. Are these synchronicities or are these things that we're actively interacting with the universe and it's reacting back to us? So January, I posted a picture being like before and after. A lot of people gave me shit because I put after first and then before. That got 2 million views on Reddit. I've never gone viral on Reddit. That wasn't even a thing that I considered to be possible. I wanted to show people I was doing good. I know some people stalk me on Reddit in my personal life. So I was like, I'm gonna put this so they can see it. I didn't actually. The only thought I had was, I want them to see this. Maybe the only way was for it to go viral. I made a mix at the end of January. I thought at the time when I made it, it came to me in the car ride. I'm like, I gotta make a mix. I gotta go home and drive and make a mix. And I worked on it for, I think, 15 hours straight. It was one of those things like, I gotta get it out now. And it's magic. It's flowing. I put it on YouTube. I put it everywhere. It went viral on SoundCloud. It's the only one of my mixes to ever go viral. The others can barely get maybe 10 listens. It's a good mix. I like it. But that just happened, I think, a week or two either before or after the Reddit post, which I'm like, that's weird. I'm still getting these tarot readings. They're like, you're gonna go viral. I'm like, okay, well, make it happen on TikTok. And then a month later, in February, the same week, the Britney Spears video goes viral. The video making fun of Kylie Jenner goes viral, which I think both are still my 2 most highest viewed TikToks, if you sort by highest. I took them as signs from the universe being like, this is what you're supposed to do. This whole coming back into content creation was not dumb. These are signs, but you know, that's just what a delusional person says to themselves when they're having a really fucking hard time. And they need to find some meaning into the world. I really tried not to make Britney Spears videos. I did a live because I finally got 1,000 people so you can do a live on TikTok. And immediately someone goes, are we talking Britney Spears or not? And I'm like, oh, did you want that? I could do that. And I kept getting people that did that during the live. So I'm like, okay, they're not here for my DJ shit. Maybe I should look into Britney Spears' shit. I did not think that I was a person worthy to look into this. Like, I don't know anything about it. I just had thoughts. I was just hoping to let people know, hey, we all have similar thoughts. That shit's fucked. So I put the videos out. They did modestly okay. I mean, they didn't like, but people liked it. They engaged the fuck out of it. People left more comments on those fucking videos than they leave in like my more recent videos. I have like, what, 30-something thousand fucking followers now? But the shadow ban or people are just like, well, whatever, she's here. I don't get a lot of comments on those videos. Not like I did in the beginning. In the beginning, it was like people knew that if I didn't have the validation to keep doing this, I would stop. Because I didn't think that I even had authority to speak on this matter. Or like, why would people want to hear what I have to say? I'm just a person. But they kept coming back and they kept leaving such nice fucking comments and so many fucking comments that I was like, okay. And like saying that, well, thank you for saying this or some shit. And I was like, my thoughts, but okay. So I kept making more. And then I kept looking more into Britney Spears stuff. The idea originally was just to talk real, like, it looks weird, you guys. And just like bring up how everyone around her is kind of shady. But then I started researching and I started going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into this. And it got fucked up more deeper that I'm like, what? And it wasn't hard to find information and it still isn't hard to find information. Anytime I've ever found anything about Britney Spears from the Project Rose, finding out that those were all Photoshop pictures to finding out that the wedding was Photoshopped, I never looked hard. And I feel bad to say that. I literally would just open my phone, go on Instagram, go to Britney Spears' page, and scroll. And I would say, Britney, what are you trying to tell us? And I would just shout at the phone. And then I would just like read the captions or I would just like, something would stick out to me and I'd be like, and it would happen within 45 minutes. And I just thought, well, that's some dumbass luck, you know? When I first started joining TikTok, I started believing more of the spirituality stuff because I'd never been exposed to so much spirituality. I've never been a spiritual person. That's not what my fucking chart says, because being a Scorpio moon, they're like, you were a clergyman. I'm like, what? You were super devout, kind of evil sometimes. And I was like, okay. I've never looked into any of this stuff. The only thing I knew was I'm an Aries. I didn't even know what moon signs were. I just knew that means that I'm fiery and brave. I didn't know it said any of the stuff about creativity or being good at communication. I probably wouldn't have believed it back then either. It sounds so conceited to be like, I feel like this was all kind of fated, you know? There are 2 things that have saved my life in the more recent years. One was learning how to DJ. Music has saved my life more times than I can count. But DJing definitely saved me. And like, I never wanted to get super mushy with the Britney Spears people, but at a time I felt so fucking alone in my life, making videos for Britney Spears and the Britney Spears community at the time. I still like most of the followers and stuff. Gave me people. I would tell people, isn't it amazing? We are friends. And people are like, yeah. I'm like, no, this day and age, at our age, especially outside of college, we became friends with each other. Isn't that amazing? How many times do you make friends in your late 20s, early 30s? Not very easily, not well. But I've made so many friends. I've met so many people. I've talked to more people the last year and a half than I've ever talked to people. Yes, it's on the internet, but I don't think I've ever been this social. If you look at my old YouTube comments, they're shit. I'm just like, okay, thank you. Yeah, so I don't know. I'd like to know your thoughts. Plus, I'm hungry now, so I'm probably gonna eat something.